1, 2, 3, 4. This is Candy Pardee, District Secretary for District 5500. Today I'm presenting on Club Secretary ST 101 for Club Officer Training. So if you thought this was going to be a video on how to change your oil, you are on the wrong video and need to leave. Now, welcome to this Club Secretary training. This will be online at all times so that you can review it when you wish. Since it is a video and online, you can also stop it whenever you need to look at something else, to read or reread some of the slides, or anything else you need. So use this as your own tool. The question is, what do club secretaries do? Well, if you want to check out Rotary International's Learning Center, you can go to the website shown here and look at not only secretary training, but you can also look at a whole bunch of other areas about many other things that are happening in Rotary, including things like our brand information, how to attract new members, all kinds of things. Of preparation do you need for becoming a club secretary? One of the good things to do is obviously go to the Learning Center on the RI website or download the Secretary's Manual from the RI website as a PDF, and of course this video. After you've read the Secretary Training Manual or looked at this video, you might want to discuss these various things that Rotary thinks club secretaries should do with your president, with your treasurer, maybe even with your assistant AG as to what your district's club and District 5500 want you to do. Another thing to do is set up on-the-job training by working with your present secretary to see what happens in your club as an on-the-job training live look at this position. This is another idea for you when you become club secretary. Set up someone else to sit with you and learn the job so that you have a backup when you can't be there, and also so that you don't have the job forever. So what does Rotary International think that the club secretaries do? Well, according to RI, club secretaries do everything. That's why you need to find out what your club needs you to do. Rotary International thinks that you should work with your club president to set the agenda for board meetings. Actually, it says for meetings, so it could be board meetings, or it could be for every meeting each week. Does your club president want you to do this, or is your club president perfectly happy in setting his own agenda, or her own agendas, I should say? They expect you to send reminder notices to board members before a board meeting. They expect you to take attendance at every club meeting and at every board meeting. They expect you to take minutes. Those are generally at the board meetings, but you might need to find out whether your club also takes minutes at the club meetings. Create club reports as needed. Store the minutes that you take on the cloud, such as on Club Runner or Google Drive or whatever, to give shared access to all your members. Notify other clubs of people who come to your club for makeups, or provide them with documentation that they can take back to their club. Respond to and direct correspondence. A newsletter, they expect you to do that, or social media or the website. Are those done by the secretary in your club, or does your club have its own Rotary media person or its own newspaper, or whatever that another person is handling? A public image chair, for instance, might be doing these things. You're supposed to prepare an annual report and deliver it to the club. This annual report may also be delivered to or be part of what you deliver to the Arizona Corporation Commission as part of keeping your corporate identity alive and well in the state of Arizona. So now let's take a few minutes for thinking about the actual housekeeping that goes with the job of secretary. Do you know where your club's minutes are presently archived? Are they in some 3x5 binders stuck in somebody's garage? Or are they placed carefully on the internet in a cloud or in some other form where they can be accessed by all your members? Are you keeping them on MP3 drives or on some other form of backup to your computer, which is all well and good, but does it give your members access? Do you know where your club materials, like your banners, your bell, your gavel, any awards, membership information are located? Do you help budget for new materials that you would give to people interested in Rotary, or that you would provide to new members, where the awards are for perfect attendance, things like that, where you get your pins to give to the new members, to give to the new board, the new president. Where are those things kept? Are you the one that's expected to order them? How about the new pins for the year for your entire club? Are you expected to order them? If not, who does? How about gifts for speakers? Do you talk with your president and decide what you will be giving to your speakers? For years, people were giving pens or mugs or things like that to their speakers. Now a new trend that seems to be probably more wonderful for everybody concerned is getting books, interesting books for children and teens, and signing them over to your Boys and Girls Club or to the school or to preschools, so that you are donating the book in the name of your speaker. It's an idea. How about missed you at the meeting cards? Does your club do that? Do you want to do that? If you're supposed to do that, are you the one doing it? Or is there some sort of a hospitality chair or a thinking of you chair? Who's responsible for getting together those new member packets? Are you? And what goes in those? Are they already filled? Find those things out. How do you order them? When do you need to order them? How many should you order? These are all questions that you should be talking to the present secretary about, to the president, to the treasurer, and find out who's doing what. You don't need to reorder the same things if someone else is doing them. As I mentioned at the beginning, who covers for you when you can't be there? You need to have a backup secretary or a secretary in training to assist you when you can't be there, who knows what to do, and who can hopefully eventually replace you when you are done with being secretary. Find out what information you need to put in the minutes. Obviously, you need to put in at least who makes a motion, who seconds it, and whether the motion passes or fails, particularly when finances are involved. For instance, did you move to spend $50 or $500 or $5,000? Those zeros and decimal points matter. So make sure your minutes are accurate, and then from that point, see what else they want in. Are they interested in who was the guest speaker? Are they interested in presentations made? Or are you even taking minutes at the meetings at all? Are you only doing it at board meetings? So again, work that out with your club. Are you responsible for filings with the Arizona Corporation Commission? Are you responsible for filing with the district when it comes to renewing your membership, if you are a member, of the district charitable foundations. So discover these different areas and know what your responsibilities are for keeping your club up to date and proceeding normally. Your club treasurer is probably the person that's going to be filing with the IRS, but again, another good thing to verify. How do you transition with your new secretary? Think about all the things that have happened in your year and as you were learning, and try to smooth out those bumps for the new person. And here's another one. This one's really important. Have you and your club reviewed your bylaws? You should be doing this on at least an annual basis to see what little surprises are in there that may differ from how you run your own business in your own meetings. Sometimes the bylaws do not match with what you, quote, have always done. So let's make sure that what you've always done is what you should be doing, or change the bylaws to match what you've always done. One of your big jobs as the club secretary is to make sure that your presence of your club on Rotary International is correct and up to date. This should also be done with your information to the District 5500 website. And if you are on Club Runner, you can make the changes through Club Runner and link it to Rotary Central and link it to District 5500. If you're not on Club Runner, you can still link Rotary International to District 5500 Club Runner. I'm going to go through those in a minute, but right now let's talk about Rotary International, Rotary Club Central. Only the club president and the club secretary can make changes on Rotary Club Central. Normally you get access on July 1 when your term begins, but you can be listed as the incoming secretary by the current president or secretary, and with that information you might be able to begin helping out earlier and learning what your job is and how to update information. You will need to update personal information. If you can, get your members to do this. Make sure they put in their addresses, not only their email address, but their home address or where they will receive mail. Make sure that you have their up-to-date information linked to the Rotary International website. Update your club data. How many members do you have? How many are women? How many are minorities? What's the age range of your members? Keep updating the membership data as you get new members and for sure as you lose members. Access your Rotary Club Central to review and edit your club goals and your progress in accomplishing them. When you are looking at your club member data, you may want to go ahead and print it off and pass it around at meetings for people to update it, just to make sure you have the most recent information possible. These next few slides are going to be telling you how you actually get into the various parts of Rotary International or District 5500, what you will see on the screen, and where you will go to do what you need to do. So to begin any of this, you will need to have a Rotary International login ID and password. I tend to forget my password every time I try to get in. So you may want to make sure you pick a password you can remember or save it into your online passwords or password key so that you can enter Rotary International whenever you need to. If you're doing this, make sure you set up all your devices, your laptop, your iPad, your phone, your desktop, your work desktop, wherever you're going to be, right around the same time so that new password is fresh in your mind and it can be saved on all those different devices. So as you see here, you would go into the rotary.org/Club Central when you click on My Rotary. And here's a picture of what that My Rotary page might look like and where you would see My Rotary. Get into My Rotary, you will click on Manage, and you can see the arrow pointing to Manage. That will provide you with a drop-down menu. This menu has already been dropped down for you, and you will go to Club Administration. If you get into any problems, you can see there the toll-free phone number to call for help. Moly, look at all the things you can find under Club Administration. There's Club Finances, Club Sponsorships. There are things like Club Giving and forms and instructions. So spend some time playing around with this page and seeing what all is there. Have your current secretary show you around the page during your training if your current secretary knows about it. If not, maybe you can show them around the page. It also has the membership and the club invoice that we've been looking for and that we are going to be talking about a little bit more. Moving from Rotary International, if you go to rotaryd5500.org, that's the website for our District 5500. Go there and this is what you will pull up. This is what that initial page will look like. And many district events will be posted on this website. You can get your events posted on the website. And there is also a separate calendar of events for what the district itself will be doing and when. There will be photos on the carousel. And if you don't have a club runner for your club, a separate club runner, you can still enter the information using your district website. The district has a club runner that is open and available to all clubs, and all clubs should really be using it to keep your membership updated. We're going to go through a little bit more of that as we proceed. Once again, you will need a user ID and password to enter the District 5500 website. It does not have to be the same as for RI. Maybe it shouldn't even be the same as for RI. But create your own user ID and password. And then from that point, go ahead and again, my suggestion as the dummy who forgets the password, enter it fairly quickly onto all of your devices and save it in the password retrieval so that you can just enter into these websites very easily without having to scramble to remember your password, or as in my case, getting a new one each and every time. My very favorite, seen it a lot, forgot your login or password page, or your new user page when you first set it up. If you have problems like it says here, you can contact Teri Bergman. She is a past district governor, not of our district, but a past district governor, and that gives her email address, and she is a delight who will take care of you if you are having problems figuring out how this works. Now that you're duly able to sign in, you're going to look for your member area and you're going to look for, again, club administration. This page will look something like this. And if something is grayed out, you don't get to get into that section. So you can click it all you want, it's not going to open up. If it's in blue, however, you can open it up. So for members generally, you can always edit your own profile or change your own password. It will give you your district directories and how you can search members through the eDirectory. They also show you the event calendars and your club information page and how you can switch on that integration I was telling you about with Rotary International so that your club and you become connected with RI, and the data you enter in one place or the other will merge. So if you enter it into RI, it will merge through this part onto your District 5500 club information. As club secretary, you will be a club executive. So you go to, again, a drop down as club executives for administration, and you're going to find all kinds of things. You will need to define who are your club executives. You can switch again on the integration with RI and your member synchronization. In addition to the defining your club executives and all that, we have a place where you will indicate your club attendance. This management number is not highlighted in mine because I'm not allowed to do that, but you can. You can go in there and update your attendance. So you don't need to send in hard copies or anything else of your attendance. You can just do it right here online. Now, speaking of attendance, because the attendance rules have changed, we're not really sure what happens with attendance. But if you want attendance for your club so you can make sure that your people are coming, that they are doing their makeups, that they are active within your club, to test the health of your club, to see who's really there and who's a rhino, Rotary in name only, you can continue to use this and are encouraged to do so, so that that information can be available to not only your club, but also the District 5500 folk. If you don't want to be the only person who is reporting attendance, you can go ahead and add by clicking member access rights and adding the name of whoever else you want to have be able to take attendance. By the way, if you put this on your phone, you can take attendance using your smartphone. So as club secretary, you might be hearing some weird terms that you've never heard before. One of them is the 2-week rule. Way back in the day, when you determined whether or not a makeup was acceptable as a makeup, the person had to have done the makeup within 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after having missed the meeting. Others said, no, it's the week before and the week after missing the meeting. Those are the only 2 times you could have done a makeup. But nowadays, it's your club that decides what constitutes a makeup. Are they going to consider it working at an event? Are they going to consider attending board meetings or attending RI events? So it's your club that will decide what a member does and whether that constitutes a makeup. When someone comes to your club to make up a meeting, your club may have a little postcard that you fill out saying that this person attended your meeting, and you give back to the person to take to their home club with them. Others have some way of contacting the other club and just do it electronically. The Rule of 85 appears in the Rotary International Bylaws, and it is explained in Article 9, Section 3, Paragraph B, that a member may request to be excused from attendance and receive board approval to do that. In order to meet the Rule of 85, you take the age of the Rotarian, add in their numbers in Rotary, and if it equals 85 or more, then that person is eligible for that. You don't count that person for attendance when they are not there at a meeting. When they do appear at a meeting, then you do count them as being present. The Rule of 85 Rotarians' lack of attendance doesn't count against your club, but his or her attendance will help your club. You are not required to have a Rule of 85. That is up to your individual club. So this is the legislation from the 2016 Rotary International Council on Legislation that allowed there to be a lot more flexibility with tracking members and member attendance. For one thing, clubs can decide to relax or tighten their attendance requirements and termination policies for non-attendance. If you wish to continue with the traditional attendance requirements, you are allowed to do so. If you want to hold only 3 meetings a month, or say 2 meetings a month, then you can decide that. Or you have 2 regular meetings and 1 meeting is a social. Things like that. Those are up to you. Board meeting minutes have to be prepared for all club board meetings and may be made available to members within 60 days of that meeting. So these are, or this is the only place that it specifically says that you need to prepare your board minute or prepare minutes for the club, and it's for the board meetings. Again, your club may decide that they also want you to prepare minutes of each club meeting, not just the board meetings. Changes to how club meetings will occur and what kind of attendance will be taken. You do have the ability to change your meeting schedules. You can vary your meeting days and times and can cancel meetings. Again, if you want to adhere to your traditional requirements, you can do so. If in canceling a meeting, clubs can cancel a meeting if it falls during a week that includes a holiday, but notification of this should be shared with the members via newsletter or another method that works in your club and with District 5500. The reason for this is you do not want to have your district governor showing up at your meeting and it being so also maybe put it on your website. When you change your locations and times, again, put that at least on your website and send those notifications out to your members. You can have in-person meetings, online meetings, allow online participation at your in-person meetings, or switch between any of those formats as you and your club decide you need to do so. So these are all some great opportunities for you as a club to set what works best for you and your members. But again, make sure 5500 is notified, make sure your members are notified. And reminders wouldn't be going amiss. And also put it on your websites. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here are your semi-annual reports due January 1st and July 1st. You must make this report on your RI club site or the District 5500 site if and only if it's synced to RI. Why is this important? It is important because RI will bill your club for the members you say you have on January 1st and that you say you have on July 1st. In addition, your District 5500 dues are based on that same information. So coordinate with your club treasurer to be sure that your invoice to RI, your invoice to District 5500 have been paid based upon the members you have as of January 1st and again on July 1st. So what happens if you don't pay your bill to RI, you don't pay your bill to District 5500? Well, initially, you're going to be unable to participate as voting at the Council on Legislation. You'll be unable to place a person forward to serve on committees. You'll be unable to have a person placed forward to be in the district governor line. So all of these things are what sorts of matters will happen if you are not in good standing. And by not paying your bill, you're not in good standing. Remember when I said that you needed to look at your bylaws? Your bylaws will probably say that you have to hold your club elections and post your new officers in December of each year. See, I wasn't fooling you. These officers are your president-elect, your secretary, and treasurer. To follow along with what happens at the district level and at Rotary International level, you may want to also modify your bylaws to include the position of a president-elect nominee. That will be then the ability of your club to have 3 people in line and provide that kind of continuity if something happens. In any event, you need to publish the slate of your possible nominees and their willingness to serve at least 1 month before your December election. So now we're back to November. By November, your committee should have selected your slate of officers. And oh, by the way, you might be looking at your club's executive officers, people that some clubs are quite sure need to be appointed by the president. Let's look at that next. Check this slide out. You will see that it also says that 1 month before the elections, members nominate candidates for president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and any open director positions. The nominations may be presented by a nominating committee, by members from the floor, or both. So for clubs that think that they just have their president announce the club directors, you might want to verify that with your own bylaws. And again, change your bylaws or follow your bylaws. But don't keep bylaws and not follow them. Another highlight here is that your president-elect must attend PETS. That's the President-elect Training Seminar or Session. Not sure what the S is for. And that happens in either February or March. And we, at this time in District 5500, are attending the PETS that occurs in Los Angeles each year. I've now attended 2 of them, and they're great. I would suggest highly that you do make sure your president gets there. If your president doesn't get there, your president needs to have a really, really good reason to be forgiven for attending there and still has to attend PETS at some other location that's approved by the district governor. Okay, we're done. Thank you for sticking with the training session. There's a lot of information, but again, it's available for you to review if you want to. You can start it and stop it as you need to, or you can contact me, Candy Pardee. I gave you my 1-800 number and my email. I also gave you on the first slide my cell phone, but guess what? My 1-800 number goes to my cell phone. So either one, whatever works best for your billing. District 5500 is here to help your club and in particular your club secretary. So please, 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 if you've got any questions, call us. And if you have any help or need any help with the how to carry out your job or what needs to be done or how you need to amend your bylaws, go ahead and check all these various resources, call me, we'll see what we can figure out together. Thank you very much, and good luck in your next year as secretary.